We're joined in the media center by funny car winner Ron Capps, who ran a 3.923-second passenger air 25.61 miles per hour over Tommy Johnson Jr. in the final. This is your first win of the season, 47th of your career, and second in New England Nationals. You've had nearly a perfect weekend. Tell us about it.
Nearly. That's the key. Nearly perfect. We did what we hadn't done in a long time, and that is gather up those qualifying points. We've tried to work on that even the last couple of years. I mean, we lost the championship that one year by pretty close margin, and had we qualified a little better and gained some of those points in qualifying. And Tolber's, it's a tough thing for a crew chief, but I'm proud of him. This weekend he let it all hang out, and we were able to gather up quite a bit. Not all of them, that would have been a perfect weekend, but to be low ET and to win the race is great. To win here twice is cool in New England Dragway. But how about the fans that showed up today, cut work and cut school and all that, to see some of the racing they saw today you will not see every weekend. I mean, just side-by-side nail biters, including that final round. Just a fun day. We knocked off some big cars, made a big jump in the points, and you know, I'm proud of Tobler and Eric, our assistant crew chief, and really everybody.
First driver in history to run 3 seconds throughout qualifying and eliminations.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah, I guarantee Tolber's a little upset we didn't run an 80 in the final. It was sort of like Karate Kid and Mr. Miyagi up there, because JC, John Collins, Tommy Johnson's crew chief, was Tolber's assistant for many, many years. And when Don put him on that car, you could see a lot of the thinking in JC come out, and he was extremely proud that he got lane choice over us in the final. But Tolber he went up there a little bit like, hey, all right, we'll show you. So it was fun to race them. Even JC, John Collins, Tommy's assistant, came over and gave me a hug before we ran. I said, hey, let's have some fun. Good luck, be safe, and that's cool. So it's just fun to go up there and not have to worry about any games being played. In fact, TJ and I pre-stage, and at stage, almost our lights blinked at the same time, and it was like, both our eyes were, boom, and away we went, and just a great race.
And right at the beginning of a 4-race string, is it important to kind of establish yourself like this?
Yeah, very. We were a little bummed we didn't run as good as our teammates in Topeka, given those conditions. And that was all worth it on Friday to run that 86. That really showed, okay, we can run with our teammates performance-wise. And now it makes things a little more interesting for us, a lot more fun. And today, to be honest with you, Hop Singh, Eric, that's his nickname, our assistant crew chief, he kept telling me all day, he says, man, this car is so safe right now. He says, we're not even pushing it hard right now. So he said it's going to be a lot of fun these next few races, and I think he's right.
From a fan standpoint, it looked like you had a pretty perfect weekend. Was there any moment at all today where you had to hold your breath even for 100th of a second? You thought, oh no, this is falling apart?
Every race today, actually.
Okay.
Even Paul Smith's car first round. I mean, they went up there and went 4-0, I believe. So they're right there if you make a mistake. And our car, I got to tell you right now, these funny cars, especially our car, and I know these other ones, when you're running high 80s and the way that they're handling right now, there's nothing for granted. And I can tell you, earlier in the year, there were runs where it just didn't feel like it was, it was not hard to drive, but it wasn't easy, but it just wasn't anything you worried about, keeping it in the groove. And this weekend, from that first run, that 86, it's hold your breath and fight for your life in the car to keep this thing straight. The front end's off the ground, and it's just so much anxiety that you don't want to let anybody down. But I haven't driven a car physically this much like I did today and this weekend. And it's funny, every run I come back, look at the video camera from the back, from the crew, and the car looks pretty straight. It's moving around, but it doesn't move out of the groove, and I'm in there sawing away on the wheel. I wish we had an in-car camera to show people. So it's going to be fun, but it's going to be interesting, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with this Napa car in the next few races.
You're the first funny car driver to win 2 up here, and it seems like every year you're expressing how much you love the track. Does that kind of confidence in the track, do you feel like that gives you a little edge when you're out there?
Yeah, you can ask Antron, you ask anybody. There's certain places you feel good about where you show up, and no matter what's going on that weekend, you just know that you're going to end up okay on Sunday afternoon. This is a place that's made you earn it, and it's a lot of pollen in the air. It was hot today. We had conditions change a lot. Guys were really having to get after it and focus on getting down this racetrack in different conditions that we saw Friday. And I love coming here. You know, there's growing up a kid reading about this place in National Dragster magazine, and never getting a chance to come here until finally this was recreated as a national event. It's been a dream, and to win it, you know, for the second time is huge. There's so many old school funny cars on display. To be the guy that wins New England Dragway at the 50th anniversary of funny cars is only fitting. It's just because I love them. I love the nostalgia series. I love the heritage series. I love driving them. I feel like I was born about 25 years too late. I should be running around with Lieberman and Beetle and Snake. I would have fit right in. I just so it's cool to have the anniversary of Funny Car this year, be able to win this historic race.
I don't know if you know, but it's also the 50th anniversary of the track this year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Jeez. It's a long time.
Yeah.
Does running like you did this weekend make you even hungrier for the next 3 races?
Yeah, it's just, you know, I'm not, I got to be careful what I say. You know,
Yeah.
You know, it feels great, and the good part is I know we got a great hot rod, and I said this last night or Friday night, that Ron Tobler is great about not veering too far off of his combination, and when he gets something like this, it's consistent, and that's going to be fun to have a performance car like this consistent, and it starts putting the pressure on your opponents, and they start making mistakes, and then you start winning rounds when other guys make mistakes. So I'm excited about that part, and you won't hear anything cocky. You're not going to hear any, you know, as Don Perdome would always tell me, just don't drink your own bathwater. So don't start reading the press headlines about yourself. Don't. We just keep doing what we're doing, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, especially going to some of these tracks coming up like Englishtown and Bristol and Norwalk. Norwalk's a place, one of the few race tracks I haven't won at yet, so we're hoping to